During the dark and windy night, an evil spirit outside caught a whiff of a pleasant fragrance. The corners of the evil spirit's mouth dripped with droplets of saliva. It seemed like this scent was something extraordinary. Suddenly, the evil spirit's eyes opened wide, and it immediately rushed towards the source of the fragrance. This was a rare opportunity. I must find this extremely rare eternal life body and consume it, instantly achieving immortality. And the eternal life body that this evil spirit was seeking happened to be none other than Chen Chang'an, one of the many unlucky transmigrators like me. Looking at other transmigrators from afar, they were all sweeping through their journeys, starting at a high level. However, when I transmigrated to the realm of cultivation, my meridians were blocked, making it impossible for me to cultivate. I was despised by the major sections, but the most outrageous thing was the elder's words. Chen Chang'an, you are not worthless. You are the legendary eternal life body. Consuming you will lead to immediate ascension. How exciting, how thrilling. And as for this outcome, all I can say is that if I can't cultivate, so be it. But to add such a setting to me and make me endure these 3 years, subjected to countless attacks from monsters and demons, enduring physical and mental torment, and forcing the sect to launch multiple counterattacks, the old man had no choice but to break through the void and bring me here to hide. Thinking about this, I can't bear it any longer. Damn it, I've had enough. Why do other transmigrators thrive while I have to suffer like this? Only the heavens know if I'll still be alive in the next moment. How can the heavens torment me like this? If you have the guts, strike me down with lightning. As if to confirm my words, a divine thunderbolt suddenly descended from the sky, and I immediately withered away. I quickly bowed deeply at a 90-degree angle to apologize. I'm sorry, I was just joking. This can't go on like this. I should go back and save energy by sleeping. Perhaps tomorrow, the old man will be riding on an auspicious cloud and surprise me with a roast chicken. And at that moment, a soft and gentle female voice reached my ears. Suddenly, I felt a chill behind me. Who are you? You scared me. When did you come in? But in the next second, the girl suddenly leaned towards me. Then she muttered to herself, I've tried it. This is the aura of the eternal life body. As I looked at the girl in front of me, I couldn't help but feel frustrated. I was actually kissed by her. It's a disgrace. Naturally, I didn't have a pleasant expression for this scoundrel who forcefully kissed me. I immediately pushed her away, but apparently, my resistance gained this girl's approval. She actually wanted to force herself upon me. How could I tolerate that? Before losing my virginity in the end, I asked, Are you human or ghost? Upon hearing this, the girl's heart stirred, and she couldn't help revealing her true form. This directly frightened me. Quickly changed back, the innocent girl from just now, and then I suddenly remembered the old man's words. He clearly said that as long as I stayed here, everything would be fine. Now I'm done for. I'm about to be drained dry by the fairy in front of me, but this fairy clearly isn't following the usual script. She directly bit into my shoulder. What happened to the flower thief you promised? Could it be? Am I going to die again? My 21 years of virginity, including 3 years of reincarnation, are still unable to be resolved, right? In the end, I alone have to bear everything. Just then, a powerful force erupted from within me. Has my long-awaited cheat code finally come online? I obtained the Invincible domain, which means within a 2-meter radius, I am unrivaled in heaven and earth. Outside of 2 meters, I'm a loser. I knew it. How can a transmigrator not have a cheat code? And the enchantress in front of me was also suppressed by my aura. Heh, you damned enchantress. It's my turn to go wild now. Let's see if you can withstand my invincible domain. But obviously, this enchantress didn't believe that I could transform from a piece of meat on the plate into an invincible existence. She continued to boast arrogantly. Do you have no idea in your mind? So excited. After all, your attacks can only tickle me at most. Behave and lie down obediently. Let me enjoy your contribution. At least you can make some contribution in the end. Looking at this enchantress who was eager to die, I straightened my back. Come on, let's see if I can handle you. The enchantress didn't have any defenses and entered my attack range. Let me show you what it means to be unrivaled in heaven and earth. I threw a punch, and the whole world was blasted with a huge hole. This is what they call breaking through the sky. Witnessing this unparalleled scene, even I am impressed by my own handsomeness. This is definitely not a dream. I fucking flew straight up from where I stood. I, young master, will no longer have to live a life of hiding and evading. And my cheat code continues to remind me that the host has eliminated 3 heavenly, ghostly, and celestial maidens, gaining 10 points of domain value. For every 100 domain points obtained, the invincible domain range can be increased by 1 meter. The current invincible range is 2 meters. However, how to obtain domain points has become a major challenge. But when I think about it, if my invincible domain covers the entire continent, What else do I have to worry about? I'll have everything I want, be it gold, silver, or treasures. Just when I was immersed in this fantasy, this unreliable cheat code poured cold water on me. The method to acquire domain points needs to be explored by the host. Since when did they expect the host to figure it out by themselves? Damn it, is this system so irresponsible? It seems like this host of mine doesn't please the system. I'm afraid I'll starve to death before figuring it out. I haven't eaten for several days already. However, what I didn't know was that above the firmament, my punch directly pierced the passage connecting the upper and lower realms. The heavenly path was also trying to repair the devastation caused by my attack, attempting to cover up the traces of my destruction. But this scene had already been noticed by the monsters and demons within 100 miles. What pierced through the sky? It's a miracle. Could it be that some divine treasure fell into the mortal realm? Even the cultivators further away witnessed this historic moment and speculated that the celestial phenomenon indicated the descent of a divine treasure, and chaos would soon ensue. However, things were just so coincidental that a truly formidable sword from the upper realm fell down. The scene shifted to the previous Xuanwu immortal domain, which was in a state of peace. Suddenly, the once intact immortal tower collapsed in an instant, and the culprit was, of course, the earth-shattering punch I had just thrown. There was not a single place left undamaged in the surroundings, and even the most magnificent immortal tower was directly demolished by that strike. A magnificent and impressive-looking sword flew out abruptly, finally regaining its freedom. As that divine sword departed, a wave of fury emanated from the collapsed immortal tower. It was the true master of the sword, enraged by the sudden loss of their precious treasure, calling out for their underlings. Under the tyrannical might of the divine sword, dozens of powerful auras swiftly approached. Though they all appeared arrogant, they respectfully bowed to the divine sword and said, "Greetings, divine sword." The divine sword wasted no time and directly stated the reason for summoning them. The divine sword's lifelong treasure, which had been refined and cultivated in the sword-casting tower for thousands of years, was attacked by an unknown fist shadow and fell into the mortal realm. I command you to retrieve it for me at all costs. Anyone who dares to pry, die. Above the 9 heavens, the voices of the 12 mighty immortals resounded through the sky, obeying the order. As the protagonist, I finally woke up. I can't believe I fainted from hunger. How embarrassing. Luckily, no one saw it. Looking at the scattered soil in front of me, I couldn't help but hesitate for a moment. Should I eat some dirt to fill my stomach? But I immediately dismissed this absurd idea. I never reached the point of eating dirt in the 21st century. It seems like I'm regressing as time goes on. However, another question puzzled me. There's a formation in this temple set up by an old man to prevent monsters and demons from entering. It shouldn't be possible for them to break in. Yet tonight, a Foundation Establishment realm female ghost managed to intrude, which doesn't make sense. Could it be that the old man is no longer capable? But then I realized, even if something happened to the old man, there's nothing I can do. After all, I'm just a weakling, unless my invincible domain can move with me. If the domain can follow my movements, then I would truly be invincible. Let's give it a try. I attempted it, but unsurprisingly, I failed in the next moment. As I felt the instant outside the invincible domain, I quickly withdrew my hand. Damn it, coming into direct contact with the outside world without the protection of the domain felt eerie and horrifying. There must be something unclean out there. I better stay inside the domain value obediently. Come to think of it, there's no way the system would let me exploit a bug. The most important things now are to fill my stomach and gain domain points. But if I leave the invincible domain, I'll be like a lamb to the slaughter. Completely foolish behavior. While I was pondering, a scolding voice caught my attention, and the scenario of a girl descending from the heavens, just like in a harem novel, unfolded before my eyes. I couldn't help but stare at the fluffy-haired girl descending from the sky. This can't be a dream, right? At that moment, a scar-faced man, who didn't look like a good person, walked in. Be obedient, don't think of escaping, or I'll slap you to death. Although the burly man had a menacing demeanor, the fluffy-haired girl clearly wasn't intimidated. If you have the guts, kill me right now. Let's see how my father deals with you. Watching everything unfold before me, I couldn't help but move backward. This has nothing to do with me. Can I hide if I can't afford to provoke them? I'll leave space for them to fight, but I quickly realized that these people should have food on them. There must be some. Finally, I won't have to starve. However, the fluffy-haired girl's focus was on me. How can there be a mortal here? But I'm not the same person I used to be. I now have a cheat code. I acted immediately. This is my territory, and without my permission, who allowed you to enter? And now that you're here, you dare to talk back? It's obvious that you don't regard me highly and have disturbed me while I'm enjoying my leisure time. So, Be sensible and hand over all your food, or you'll regret it. But this fluffy-haired girl was even more shocked. This mortal is too arrogant. Do you dare to provoke Li Xiao? You're seeking death. On the other hand, the scar-faced man clearly didn't buy into this. He lifted the little fluffy-haired girl with one hand and menacingly said to me, "You stinky beggar, it seems like you want to die." He then used an extremely sinister technique and warned me to be careful in my next life, telling me to control my foul mouth. Watching the menacing weapon approaching in front of me, I couldn't help but feel afraid. After all, it was my first time facing a long-range attack. Who knows what could happen? As the thick smoke dissipated, I was amazed to find that I was completely unharmed. I immediately spoke to the scar-faced man in front of me. "You bastard, I didn't even intend to kill you, but you dared to try and kill me. You're finished." Once again, the fluffy-haired girl's worldview was shattered. It seemed she couldn't fathom how a mere mortal could emerge unscathed from such an attack. But it was the scar-faced man who was clearly the most frightened one, unable to understand what had just happened, his scarred face covered in cold sweat. I sneered, "You bastard, you think you can kill me? You're 10,000 years too early. I'll stand right here. If you have the guts, come and fight me." This enraged the scar-faced man, and anger consumed his entire mind. He then sent out a blood-glowing Lingbao knife. "I don't care who you are, but if you want to die, I'll grant your wish." Without hesitation, this bastard came straight at me, falling into my invincible domain. "Your life and death are in my control." Seeing my unguarded appearance, the little fluffy-haired girl couldn't help but worry. She was about to intervene but realized it was too late. The scar-faced man, seeing that I seemed defenseless, couldn't help but grin in delight. "A mere mortal like you will surely die today." However, in the next moment, I caught his confident strike with just one hand and mocked him. "Really? Is that all? You didn't put any effort into it. Did you forget to have your milk this morning?" The little fluffy-haired girl was even more shocked to see that I had effortlessly caught it with 2 fingers. The scar-faced man instantly turned pale. "You!" Then it was time for me to show off. "I advise you to think about your actions carefully in your next life." I casually threw away the blade and easily killed the burly man in front of me. The system prompt appeared again, stating that the host has killed a triple heaven cultivator in the Golden Core realm and gained 500 domain points. Upon realizing this, it felt like I had discovered a new continent. It seems that killing cultivators can also earn domain points, and a Golden Core realm cultivator is worth 500 points. What about higher level cultivators? I can't even dare to imagine. The system panel appeared once again, showing the current total of 510 domain points. Should I use them? Without hesitation, I immediately chose to use them, expanding the invincible domain by 5 meters. I hope the host will continue to excel and gain even more domain points. Seeing this scene, I couldn't help but jump up in excitement. I am getting closer to ruling the world. My display of immense power left little Fluffy in a state of shock, unable to calm down for a long time. Could it be that this mortal is actually one of those legendary experts from beyond the mundane world? I didn't pay any attention to little Fluffy at the moment and was instead captivated by the storage ring in my hand. But I can't access the cultivation resources without the appropriate cultivation level. It was only then that I remembered little Fluffy beside me. This frightened little Fluffy, who started to report everything in a jumble. I couldn't help but be speechless. I hadn't even asked yet, but little Fluffy kept babbling non-stop. I interrupted directly, stating that the scar-faced man was dead. "Can you open this storage ring?" Little Fluffy caught the storage ring and straightforwardly replied, "Of course I can." Suppressing my excited heart, I asked, "Can you take out some food from the ring?" Then I raised the roast chicken that I had been longing for and wildly danced with it. In my heart, I kept thinking that once I unified the cultivation world in the future, I would also have the ability to protect the old man. But in the next moment, little Fluffy directly knelt down on the ground and said with a face full of admiration, "Senior, I am performing a 3 mouths eating 1 chicken routine." I didn't know what little Fluffy was up to. Then, little Fluffy hesitantly spoke, "Senior, you saved my life, which means we have a destiny together. Can you accept me as your disciple?" As if afraid that I wouldn't agree, little Fluffy added, "Senior, I am very capable." But obviously, I had no interest in the girl suddenly wanting to become my disciple. I even wanted 2 more roast chickens. However, this little Fluff was determined not to give up. The senior is like a great opportunity, and today I must seize it. But I simply pushed her away. Women only slow down my chicken eating speed. Besides, even if I wanted to take her as my disciple, what could I teach her? I can't possibly teach her how to play mahjong or poker. It's better not to mislead her. But the problem now is that I can't leave my invincible domain, and going outside would be suicidal. It seems pretty good to have someone as a tool to find food and drinks for me. I put on a mysterious and inscrutable look. For someone who wants to become my disciple, they must transcend 6 cycles of reincarnation. What makes you think I should take you as my disciple? This stunned little Fluff in front of me, leaving her standing there dumbfounded. Then I spoke again. However, since we have a connection, I will give you a chance. I'll reluctantly accept you as an honorary disciple. Once you pass the test, I will formally take you as my disciple. Upon hearing this, Little Fluff realized that an opportunity had come and immediately prostrated herself, knocking her head crazily. Disciple Ling Bao pays respects to the master. In her heart, she was constantly delighted. Fantastic! With the master's guidance, my strength will surely skyrocket. At this moment, the system panel appeared. Host is bound in a master-disciple relationship with Ling Bao. Reward, 100 domain points. I didn't expect that taking on a disciple would also earn me domain points. Wonderful! I've unlocked another method of gaining domain points. Haha! Ling Bao was also dumbfounded, not understanding what had come over me. Then she quickly flew away from me, saying, Master, when was the last time you took a bath? You stink. Hearing Ling Bao's complaint, I couldn't help but blush. Being chased and hunted every day, how would I have time to take a bath? But soon, I regained my composure. Disciple, take that large vat outside the temple and let the rain fill it up. It's time for the master to take a bath. Ling Bao, who received the command, happily ran off to prepare. After Ling Bao left, I couldn't help but become curious and took a sniff. Is it really that bad? As I took a deep breath, that smell instantly almost poisoned me to death. It was indeed a bit overpowering. Outside the house, Ling Bao placed a large vat, waiting for it to fill with rainwater. At that moment, Ling Bao suddenly felt a terrifying aura emanating from the forest. A pair of emerald eyes widened in fear, startling Ling Bao. Then, she shouted loudly towards the house, Something's wrong. There's a golden core realm tiger demon hiding outside. If it were before, I might have been trembling with fear, but now, this is definitely an experience package delivered right to me. Domain points, here I come. With Ling Bao's dumbfounded gaze, I swayed my sexy stride and leaped out. Let's go. Let's hunt together, my disciple. But the tiger, at this moment, was trembling abnormally. I was lured here by the fragrance, but when I saw that man kill a ghost with fists the size of a sand pot and another person who was incredibly terrifying, I wanted to leave. However, that fragrance was just too enticing, and it kept drilling into my mouth. Seeing nothing outside the house, I couldn't help but extend my hand. Fishing requires bait. How can one lure a tiger without bait? I've never seen anyone resist the temptation of the eternal life body. Observing my actions without understanding, Ling Bao couldn't help but ask, Master, what kind of martial arts technique are you displaying? However, I was currently testing whether my invincible domain could isolate the aura of my eternal life body. Subsequently, unable to resist the continuous allure of my eternal life body, the tiger demon couldn't endure any longer. Who could resist this? Without hesitation, it leaped out of the bushes and charged toward me. But I remained calm and composed. I am a man with an invincible domain, and a mere tiger demon is insignificant. However, the influence of my invincible domain on my scent still needed further investigation. Meanwhile, Ling Bao was already in a panic, and it would be false to say she wasn't scared. After all, I was completely motionless. Clearly, the tiger demon's mind had been clouded by the fragrance I emitted. Just as there were stories of men becoming furious for their lovers, now we had a tiger demon becoming furious for eternal life. But as the adorable big cat entered my invincible domain, it couldn't help but shudder. What's going on? Why can't I move? I looked at the large cat in front of me and couldn't help but laugh. What bad intentions can a kitty have? It just wants to eat people. Unfortunately, you wanted to eat me. It's time for you to make your final contribution, little kitty. Ling Bao was also dumbfounded. Master, you just stood still and defeated the Golden Core Realm Tiger Demon. Then I ordered her to kill the Tiger Demon. Ling Bao was even happier, saying, Yes, Master. Drawing her large cleaver, Ling Bao thought to herself, Indeed, becoming a disciple was the right choice. I must hold tightly onto my master's thigh and enjoy the benefits of following him. In the next moment, Ling Bao gathered her strength and struck the tiger demon, but her sword shattered instantly. Ling Bao was startled and then cried out, Master, what should we do? I didn't want to show off, but circumstances forced me to. Is it really this difficult to be an invincible man? Immediately, I picked up Ling Bao's broken sword and faced her. Watch closely, I'll only do it once. With no technique whatsoever, I simply raised my hand and delivered a strike. However, this was a strike for me, possessing the invincible domain. Even if it was just a casual strike, it beheaded the entire dimensional host, slaying the Golden Core Realm 8-fold Celestial Tiger Demon, and earning 800 domain points. I sneered contemptuously. Ling Bao was dumbfounded. Although she had anticipated it, the reality still shocked her. I actually killed it with just one sword strike, and the system reminded me once again that the invincible domain could actually be upgraded. Feeling great, I took on the role of a carefree boss. Disciple, I'll leave the rest to you. Remember to cut the meat as if you were cutting pork. Ling Bao received the sword in a daze. Meanwhile, I started studying my Invincible domain. The Invincible domain system 1.0 is unbeatable in terms of strength, consuming 800 domain points to upgrade to 2.0, unlocking the ability to manipulate all living beings. Suddenly, an important thought came to my mind, so I ordered Ling Bao, the tiger whip is a valuable item. Make sure to keep it safe, don't lose it. Ling Bao's face turned red, and she replied, "Understood, Master." A thought crossed my mind, and I asked the system about the skill of manipulating all living beings, but this system was truly a dog among dogs, refusing to reveal anything. I had no choice but to give up and upgrade to see what would happen. The system also provided a user-friendly prompt. The system is upgrading. Please wait. With a ding, the system successfully upgraded and activated the new ability to manipulate all living beings. After reading the introduction to the new ability, I couldn't help but exclaim, "Damn, this is incredible." Manipulating all living beings means being able to awaken their intelligence and control everything within the Invincible domain. Seeing such an amazing description, I quickly called out to my lackey disciple, "Quick, bring me 2 blades of grass." Ling Bao seemed to struggle to adapt to my sudden change in demeanor, hesitated for a moment, and then ran off to comply. I wanted to see if the ability to manipulate all living beings was as powerful as described. Ling Bao returned with the blades of grass, saying, "Master, wild grass." Taking the wild grass, I began to pretend, injecting energy into the blades of grass continuously. My dumbfounded disciple stood in place, drooling uncontrollably, as if possessed. Slowly, she approached me clumsily. Seeing the scene, I couldn't help but feel a chill. Could this girl have developed a desire to eat me? In the next moment, Ling Bao even pounced on me directly, saying, "Master, how did this clump of weeds suddenly turn into a spiritual herb?" Realizing her attention was on the grass in my hand, I let out a sigh of relief and pushed her away while sending her off. Then I continued to look at the grass in front of me. It had not yet reached my desired goal. I wondered if I could achieve that next step. Ling Bao was also captivated by the scene, occasionally making strange sounds. In response, I directly reprimanded her, "Don't make a fuss. If you keep bothering, I'll throw you out to feed the dogs." After nourishing it for some time, the so-called weed gradually transformed, and with a bang, it turned into a little spirit. Seeing the little spirit in front of me, I couldn't help but rejoice. Success. Ling Bao's worldview shattered instantly. She transformed. "Master." The newly born little spirit trembled in fear. I turned around and scolded Ling Bao. "Why are you shouting so loudly? You scared her, you know." But my goal is far from over. Once again, I condensed another blade of grass into a pill. "This is the gift I give you as your master, and this pill contains the essence of life." Seeing the Ling Bao still in a daze, I couldn't help but urge, "What are you still standing there for? Hurry up and take it. I'll protect you." Upon hearing my urging, Ling Bao snapped out of the immense surprise and said, "Thank you, Master. Your disciple will not disappoint your expectations." I didn't pay much attention to it and turned to the other little spirit at the side. "From now on, I'll call you Little Ban." It seemed to respond to me by making chirping sounds. Ling Bao was still immersed in joy. Master is truly amazing. With just an ordinary weed, Master can casually squeeze it into a spiritual pill. Then, she swallowed the pill in one gulp, and a tremendous life force swiftly gathered around her body. Ling Bao was even more astonished. Did I break through just like that? It's incredible. At the same time, I received a notification of Ling Bao's breakthrough. She went from the Foundation Realm 6th stage to the Foundation Realm 7th stage, gaining 50 domain points. I looked at Ling Bao in front of me, completely dumbfounded. Is it really that easy? I simply squeezed a pill, and she broke through? The system explained again. Because the host and Ling Bao have a master-disciple relationship, whenever Ling Bao breaks through, the host will gain domain points. The higher the cultivation level, the more domain points. So, if I take on more disciples in the future and help them continuously improve their cultivation, won't I have no trouble expanding the Invincible domain? The first ability of manipulating all living beings is so useful. I wonder if the second one will be just as good. Hee. While I was contemplating, a sense of unease suddenly arose in my heart. With a loud bang, a sword descended from the sky and pierced right in front of me, through the roof. It frightened me. Even Ling Bao couldn't help but look at the rusty sword in front of us and say, "Master, could this be the general's immortal treasure?" As for me, I had no idea. "Immortal treasure? Can you eat an immortal treasure?" Ling Bao then explained, "Master, don't you know, that powerful being punched the sky, creating such a huge hole. My dad said a celestial sword fell down, and they're still searching for it." Meanwhile, I pretended to know nothing and said, "That's a pity. I didn't get to see it with my own eyes." Then, I reached out and grabbed the rusty sword. This sword looks so weak. What effect would it have if I repaired it with the power of all living beings? As I infused it with my strength, the rusty sword gradually shed its rust and revealed its true appearance. Ling Bao was fascinated, saying, "This sword is so beautiful." After some modifications from me, the sword seemed to have become much stronger, but if I wanted to break it, I could do so with a little force. It was indeed useless to me. Sensing my power, the sword trembled. "So, this is what they call an immortal sword." I casually tossed it to Ling Bao, saying, "You like it? It's yours." Ling Bao was excited and couldn't stop exclaiming. After she caught the sword, the whole atmosphere changed. It was as if facing a fierce flood beast. Feeling this terrifying momentum, Ling Bao speculated, "Master, how powerful are you? You don't even care about such horrifying power." Then, tears and snot, she looked at me. "Master, you're so good to me." But as the person involved, I didn't feel much. After all, it was just a useless old sword. But my act of showing off had only just begun. I activated the power of all living beings and said, "Watch closely, I'll show you something else." Suddenly, the dilapidated small temple transformed into a luxurious courtyard. Watching my magic light transformation, Ling Bao stood there numbly. Even the hole in the ceiling was fixed. Looking at the renovated courtyard, I couldn't help but say, "Indeed, this befits the dwelling of an extraordinary hermit like me." "All right, stop daydreaming. We've been busy all night. Let's rest for now." However, this little creature fell asleep so quickly. Is it because she's weak from just transforming? Just then, the newly repaired roof was smashed with a large hole. A giant figure appeared in front of me, saying, "Ling Bao, I didn't expect there were still people from the Nine-Sword sect alive." Subsequently, several more holes appeared on the house, and the muscular man, still oblivious to the atmosphere, shouted, "Li Xiao, come out and face me." Ling Bao directly hid behind me, trembling in fear. "It's over, we're done for." The big man continued to recklessly roam around, incessantly shouting. As a result, more people arrived at the courtyard, saying, Who would have thought this remote mountain had such abundant spiritual energy?" But the newcomers in front of me seemed to disregard my presence. Upon seeing little band on my shoulder and even a transformed spirit grass, "I want this land." But the big man who arrived first didn't back down, saying, "Get the fuck out of here. I discovered this place first. You better get lost." Then, it seemed like both sides reached a consensus. "Let's have a fight then." After these two old guys finished their performance, my voice slowly echoed, "Hey, who does this piece of land belong to? Shouldn't we ask the owner of the land first? Especially that guy who kept demolishing my ceiling." Well, I'm not happy right now. This big man sees me as nothing more than an ordinary person and dares to boast arrogantly. "Owner of the land? You?" Then he burst into laughter. "A mere youngster like you, the owner of this land will belong to me, Li Badian, from now on. I can demolish it however I want. What can you do about it?" But the withered old man on the other side didn't agree and said, "Remember who you were. This land can only belong to my skeleton sect. Who can tolerate these extremely arrogant individuals in front of them? Then let's turn it all into my domain." But the problem now is that they are not within the range of my invincible domain. However, my most powerful pawn isn't just for show. She directly spoke and used her mouth to confuse them. Meanwhile, I acted like a master, nodding repeatedly. The big man was successfully provoked by Ling Bao's words. "It was you who killed Li Xiao of the Golden Core Realm. Although I'm invincible, it's only within my domain. It doesn't mean I'm not afraid." The big man's aggression immediately shifted towards me, and the withered old man beside him acted like an onlooker, waiting to watch the show. The big man charged directly at me, saying, "As a lowly mortal like you, Li Badian, I have killed countless. Tens of thousands of tormented souls were refined within this treasure by me." The withered old man on the side seemed to have had enough, saying, "Li Badian, stop pretending here. As for you two, hand over the immortal treasure, and I'll let you keep your whole bodies." To this, I felt even more disdainful and said, "Hand over the immortal treasure? Screw you." At this moment, they also entered my invincible domain. Just as I was about to show off, Ling Bao, on the side, suddenly became furious and shouted, "Shut up. How dare you speak to my master like that? Do you want to die?" Then she turned to me, speaking with a hint of grievance. "It was him who ordered Li Xiao to chase and kill me. If I wasn't only at the Foundation realm and unable to defeat his Golden Core realm, I would have definitely twisted his head off and used it as a chamber pot for my master." Seemingly provoked by Ling Bao's increasingly audacious words, especially the mention of using his head as a chamber pot, the big man couldn't hold back anymore. He directly deployed his magic weapon and attacked. Regarding Ling Bao's filial devotion towards me, how could I possibly disregard it? I saw myself raising a single hand within my domain, controlling everything. The big man's proud blood seal instantly became immobile, but it wasn't over yet. I pointed at the big man and said, "In your cultivation, hand it over." The big man froze in place, looking incredulously at the scene before him. "What's going on?" "My cultivation." Afterward, those bastards who had been causing trouble in my house all fell to their knees. their cultivation regressing to the Foundation Establishment realm. I casually said, I remember the Foundation Establishment realm is the lowest cultivation, followed by the Foundation realm, Golden Core realm, Nascent Soul realm, and there's something called Consummation realm above that. You couldn't defeat the Golden Core realm, so I weakened them to the Foundation Establishment realm for you. You should at least be able to give them a good beating now. This vivid scene frightened the withered old man to no end, and he instantly withered even further. But I didn't pay any attention to him and instead patted Ling Bao's head, saying, go and take revenge. It's more satisfying to do it yourself. As for the big man whose cultivation I suppressed, even though he was on the verge of death, he kept cursing incessantly. Of course, why would I bother with a dead person? I maintained an indifferent stance and said, yes, yes, keep blabbering. What can you do to me? Go on, Ling Bao, take him down, finish him off for me. Ling Bao was also full of confidence and said, yes, master. After I chop him up, I'll cut off his whip and keep it for you. This really gave me a headache. I don't eat human whips. Ling Bao went straight to attack him, saying, you despicable scum, I will avenge my deceased brothers. But the big beard showed no fear whatsoever and chuckled, heh, you can't kill me, even your father couldn't. And you, though I may be suppressed to the Foundation Establishment realm, it's easy for me to kill you. But our Ling Bao is not easily intimidated. She charged right in. The big beard couldn't bear to show weakness and directly summon his armor to counterattack. But Ling Bao had a celestial weapon bestowed upon her by me. How could she not be able to cut through a piece of broken armor? A towering slash descended with a howl, reducing the once arrogant big beard to nothing. The withered old man in the sky concluded that the celestial treasure must be the weapon in Ling Bao's hand. Ultimately, greed triumphed over reason. However, just as he was about to make a move, the old man instantly froze in place, afraid to make a single move. I almost forgot about this old man. He hadn't survived all these years for nothing. Seeing that there was still such an unfathomable monster like me around, he immediately chose to flee. Ling Bao, with a twisted expression, looked at them and said, you were just bad-mouthing my master. Don't run away. I'll be very gentle. He. Ling Bao unleashed several beams of light, turning the remaining escaped individuals into targets, piercing through them. At this moment, the system notification appeared. The host's disciple has killed 3 cultivators in the Golden Core realm, earning 1,500 points of domain value. So it turns out that I can gain domain value when Ling Bao kills people. This is quite a good deal. Nice. Use domain value. My domain value has also expanded to 22 meters. Ling Bao, who was now excited, came running back and said, Master, what should we do with those people? Should I chop them all up? After all, they're not good people. They belong to an evil sect. The withered old man immediately retorted, you're slandering us. Then he knelt before me with a thud and said, Senior, our sect has been a righteous and reputable one for decades. How could it be an evil and crooked path? It must be a misunderstanding on your part. He immediately shouted, what are you lackeys standing around for? Hurry up and apologize to the senior by kowtowing. Then he switched to a flattering expression and said, I hope the esteemed senior will forgive us small-minded people and spare our lives. Immediately, under the leadership of the withered old man, those lackeys one by one banged their heads on my floor tiles, making a loud sound. Looking at this seemingly sincere group of people in front of me, I couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt. However, I'm not the kind of person who can be appeased by a few words from this guy. Those moves you just played were full of vengeful spirits. Do you think I'm blind or something? This old man is extremely cunning and immediately led his lackeys to charge at me. Kill him for me. Facing this group of lackeys, I displayed a sense of ease and mastery. With a swing of my hand, I turned the lackeys in front of me into experience points. But even after killing so many, it was only 450 points, not even as much as a cultivator in the Golden Core realm. Then, taking advantage of the delay caused by the lackeys, the old man directly escaped. Ling Bao anxiously said, oh no, the master of the skeleton sect has escaped. If he manages to get away, he will surely reveal the news of the celestial treasure, and more people will come. Meanwhile, I wore a calculating expression. Yes, what should we do? What should we do if they don't come in sufficient numbers? The scene shifts to the Skull Palace, and that small fry, whom I intentionally let go, is now thinking viciously, I can't defeat that brat. I must make Grand Elder pay for me. Just then, a subordinate from outside the house rushes in, shouting, something bad happened. Something bad happened. The ancient ancestor who ascended to immortality 5,000 years ago has appeared. He's about to meet Grand Elder. Only you're missing. Upon hearing this, the old man says, oh my, the ancient ancestor has appeared. Now, I have my backer. Immediately, the old man hurriedly rushes to the ancestral shrine, and quickly bows 3 times and kowtows 9 times before the imposing ancient ancestor in front of him. And the ancient ancestor also displays great dignity. This immortal is about to descend upon the mortal realm, by the order of the esteemed ancestor. Upon hearing these words, this scoundrel can't help but smirk. The strongest in the ghost region is only at the nascent soul realm, but who knows what level the ancient ancestor has reached long ago. The ghost skull sect's dominance over the world is just around the corner, but how could such a cunning plan escape the notice of the ancient ancestor in front of him? Immediately, a terrifying pressure emanates, and upon sensing this immense power, this group of small fries is instantly frightened. What happened? What happened? The ancient ancestor is angry. Then, the ancient ancestor calmly says, "Put away your scheming thoughts, and focus on serving me. Otherwise, I'll easily destroy you all." Now, these few small fries instantly settle down, not daring to have any more rebellious thoughts. And the first command issued by the ancient ancestor is to search for the celestial sword that fell from the upper realm. Upon hearing this, the old man sees an opportunity, and shouts loudly to the ancient ancestor, "Ancient ancestor, I know where the sacred celestial sword is." The ancient ancestor, upon hearing the news of the sacred celestial sword, couldn't help but be moved. "Quickly, tell me, where's the divine sword?" Upon hearing this, the old man couldn't help but be taken aback. On the spur of the moment, he came up with a resounding name for my small temple, Immortal Temple. And here, I have long used my golden finger to completely erase all traces of fighting. And my servant, Ling Bao, has integrated even more into his role as a servant, taking care of my daily life. As for me, I only need to enjoy this moment of tranquility. Although this life is good, the range of my domain is currently only 22 meters, and the source of food still depends on Ling Bao going out to gather. And when I just obtained domain value, I was only invincible within the domain, unable to control perception, just an ordinary person. But after leveling up, with the skills of all living beings, I finally gained a sense of control over everything within my domain, and my perception became more acute. However, even if I am invincible, I am ultimately confined to the domain. Outside the domain, I am just an ordinary person, unable to even protect Ling Bao. Is there any way to level up Ling Bao or something similar, so that I have assurance when I go out? Watching Ling Bao's fantastic interaction with Little Ban, I suddenly had an idea. Since I can transform small plants into spirit herbs, even giving them spiritual wisdom, could I also give Ling Bao a buff? With this thought, I grabbed Ling Bao and said, "Come with me quickly. I have a treasure I want to try on you." Seeing the excitement in my eyes, Ling Bao couldn't help but feel a little scared. "Master, what do you want to do?" Facing Ling Bao, who was still in confusion, I increased my output. "Ling Bao, I have a way to enhance your cultivation. It might be a little painful at first, but as long as you endure it, you will experience an otherworldly pleasure, like ascending to the heavens. How about giving it a try with me?" Upon hearing my messy explanation, Ling Bao couldn't help but blush. Enhance cultivation, a bit painful, otherworldly pleasure. In Ling Bao's mind, these words kept combining, leading to a conclusion. Could it be that Master wants to cultivate together with me? Then, with a shy expression, Ling Bao said, "Master, maybe we're progressing too fast. I'm still a novice, you know. Isn't it too inappropriate?" Unaware that Ling Bao's thoughts had already gone in a different direction, I directly increased the power of my words. "Of course it has to be the first time. Once more won't have the same effect." Ling Bao couldn't hold back any longer upon hearing this, and with a punch full of embarrassment and anger, she struck at me. Seeing Ling Bao's fearful appearance, I earnestly comforted him. Don't worry, it's only effective the first time." However, Ling Bao still hesitated, as if there was one last line of defense holding her back. Then, various thoughts swirled in Ling Bao's mind, and in the end, he made a decision that went against her ancestors. Perhaps to encourage himself, he shouted loudly, "All right, I'm ready, Master, come on." And I still didn't realize that our conversation was not on the same wavelength. I praised her. "Good, truly my excellent disciple. Later, you need to focus your mind, otherwise there might be risks to your life. Remember, okay?" Ling Bao also prepared himself. "Come on, let's begin." But soon she realized that something was off. With a dumbfounded expression, she asked me, "Master, can people really die during dual cultivation?" However, I had no mood to pay attention to Ling Bao at that moment, and directly placed my hand on top of her head, activating my Golden Finger 2.0. Golden Finger, grant me power, infuse vitality. I spoke up and asked, "How does it feel?" Ling Bao, at that moment, also sensed the changes within her body, a tingling sensation. But suddenly, Ling Bao asked. Master, so you really were just helping me cultivate? I couldn't help but be stunned by his question. What else would I be doing? Hearing that, Ling Bao seemed visibly disappointed. However, I had no time to ponder over Ling Bao's words in such a situation, so I instructed Ling Bao to focus and told her that I would be using a powerful technique on her. Pay careful attention and feel the energy as I enter your body. In the midst of a flash of lightning, Ling Bao continuously muttered a few lines that couldn't be recorded. At this point, Ling Bao finally reached the threshold of her current capabilities, but on Ling Bao's side, her status panel showed no change whatsoever. Why hasn't there been an upgrade yet? Let me try harder. Then, I increased the intensity of my actions, continuously escalating the output, a more majestic energy flowing through my fingertips and into Ling Bao's body. Hold on, hold on. However, the result was Ling Bao crying out. Finally unable to hold on any longer, she collapsed with a loud crash, continuously murmuring through his pain. Master, it hurts. It hurts so much. As I watched Ling Bao in agony, I couldn't help but doubt myself. Could I be harming Ling Bao with what I'm doing? With the continuous increase in my output, Ling Bao was in so much pain that she began questioning her life choices. Oh no, my body is about to burst from the energy, but I didn't stop because of that. Instead, I encouraged Ling Bao to hold on. You'll undergo a transformation if you endure, but if you can't endure, you'll die. Memories from the past started appearing in Ling Bao's mind, the image of her striving and practicing relentlessly. Seeing those memories resurface, Ling Bao couldn't help but find motivation. I can't die. I still have to travel the world with my master. How can I die here? Relying solely on this belief, Ling Bao's aura continued to strengthen, causing thunderous strikes from the heavens, all of which were completely blocked by my invincible domain. But it seemed that even the heavens couldn't bear it anymore, and they scolded. Do you think I'm dead? Under my watch, you dare to defy fate and change destiny? However, I had no mood to pay attention to it. I simply embraced Ling Bao and asked, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better? Ling Bao, with a flushed face, replied, Master. Ling Bao managed to endure. As I looked at Ling Bao in front of me, curiosity arose in my heart. In this world, there are a total of 9 ranks, and supposedly, there is also the legendary 10th rank. I wonder what rank Ling Bao has reached now. However, that so-called heavenly Tao directly exploded, completely ignoring me, and still dared to be affectionate with each other. I'll strike you two down, you despicable couple. Although I, who possess the invincible domain, am fine, the animals in the surrounding forest suffer greatly. Moreover, a demon king has appeared among them. With such a commotion, could it be caused by the celestial treasure from last night? The nearby demon king spoke with lingering fear. The thunder tribulation was so terrifying. If it had struck me, I would surely be doomed. The Snake King agreed, saying, not only us, I'm afraid this entire mountain would vanish forever. As a thrifty and frugal man like me, naturally, I wouldn't waste the thunder tribulation that had just occurred. I utilized it all, transforming it into nourishment, allowing Ling Bao to absorb it completely. The 3 demon kings, seeing this scene, were stunned. It seemed like the thunder tribulation didn't harm them, and we were all still alive. Look, there seems to be someone in the center of the thunder tribulation, and she's actually a young girl, the heavenly Tao exclaimed indignantly. Damn it, you cheat, shameless people, remember this, I'll definitely strike you down next time. After the thunder tribulation dissipated, the 3 powerful beings reached a unanimous decision and charged towards us. I didn't pay much attention to the appearance of the 3 demon kings in the sky. At most, they were 3 experience points. The snake demon also commented, she is not a spiritual being. She's a living person. I didn't expect her to have such a realm at only 18 years old. The fox demon girl widened her eyes in astonishment. This girl's talent is extraordinary. She must be an unrivaled genius among the human race. If nurtured properly, she will surely become an outstanding figure. I don't want the celestial treasure anymore, but I must obtain this girl. And Ling Bao's realm continuously broke through from the foundation realm, crazily advancing upward, accompanied by a series of system prompts. My domain value also increased rapidly. At this moment, I was in a great mood, completely unaware that the nearby monsters were staring at Ling Bao, planning to snatch her away. The fox demon, disregarding martial ethics, directly rushed forward. But this is my future disciple. 2 of you, step aside. However, the stubborn old bull wouldn't let it go easily, grabbing onto the fox demon girl. You're talking nonsense. I want this girl too, even if I don't want the celestial treasure. While the fox demon girl and the old bull were arguing incessantly, the green snake took advantage of the opportunity and joined in. Disciple, I'm here. Seeing this, the fox demon girl couldn't bear it anymore, directly revealing her true form and pouncing. The snake demon was even more shocked. Are you playing for real? Just as an extraordinary battle was about to unfold, the old bull suddenly appeared, putting a stop to this pointless dispute. In critical moments, it's still best to rely on the old bull. Both the fox demon girl and the green snake brother were halted by the old bull's command. Then, the old bull walked over and said, "Why can't we just ask the girl directly? Let her choose whoever she wants to be with. Wouldn't that make everyone happy?" Just then, our Ling Bao woke up. Seeing Ling Bao regain consciousness, I stopped my actions and asked, "Now that you're awake, how do you feel?" Ling Bao, with an excited expression, shouted, "I've already broken through the triple heaven of the Golden Core realm." As Ling Bao's master, I couldn't help but feel a strong sense of accomplishment. Now Ling Bao will be able to gather food even faster. Ling Bao patted his own cheek. The cultivation level of the Golden Core realm is already at the elder level. Am I dreaming? Seeing Ling Bao in a daze, I directly threw the storage rings containing the experience orbs at her. "Here, take the rewards I'm giving you." Ling Bao, looking at the storage rings in his hand, couldn't help but stand there in a daze. "Master, these cultivation resources are comparable to half a sect. You're giving them all to me like this?" Meanwhile, I pretended to be indifferent. Of course, I'm not interested in these things. But the truth is, I can't cultivate at all. I can't even open these things. Besides, with my invincible domain, I have no use for them. My current goal is to expand my invincible domain to the entire immortal realm. At this moment, the silent demon kings also spoke up. "Disciple." Looking at the three powerful beings in front of me, I confirmed their identities. They are all demon kings. The old bull flexed his muscles, truly worthy to be my future disciple. "You have good taste. I am a nascent soul realm demon king." Then he took out several demon pills. "Here are 3 golden core realms condensed from the essence of 3 major demons. If you become my disciple, these 3 golden cores will be your initiation gifts." Seeing this, the green snake brother pushed the old bull aside. "Step aside. Who do you think you can fool with these 3 broken golden cores? What I have here is the resplendent youth immortal fruit. By consuming it, you can maintain eternal youth. Currently, it's the only one in the mortal realm. If you become my disciple, this will be yours. The crucial point is that I'm also very handsome. If you have any thoughts about me in the future, I can consider it." Upon hearing this, Ling Bao fell silent. If it were just the resplendent youth immortal fruit, it would be fine. But adding you, as I looked at the green snake brother's immortal fruit, I couldn't help but be moved. I also kind of want it. However, Ling Bao seemed to be drooling. As the person involved, she had already been swayed. This resplendent youth immortal fruit is every girl's dream of eternal youth. The snake demon was even more proud. There is no one in the world who can resist the temptation of this immortal fruit. Exchanging the fruit for a disciple is worth it. The fox demon also appeared, introducing herself. "I also have nascent soul realm cultivation. Although I don't have any initiation gifts, if you are willing to become my disciple, I will take you as my daughter. Then, you will be the young sovereign of my ancient fox clan. I can mobilize the entire clan to help you ascend as an immortal." The old bull and the green snake beside me were stunned. This woman is not a good person. She actually resorted to such a sinister trick. She's not even concerned about her reputation. The fox demon continued to tempt Ling Bao. "Come on, walk with me as your master." But Ling Bao's next words broke their defense. "I don't want it." The 3 demons were struck as if by lightning. It seems they didn't expect this. Ling Bao proudly said, "I already have a master. Following my master, becoming an immortal or a god is a piece of cake. My master is the best and the most badass in the world." And the fox demon was furious, asking, "Who is your master?" I made a stylish entrance. "Naturally, it's me, the Great One." The fox demon looked at me as nothing more than an ordinary mortal and immediately wanted to come and teach me a lesson, but I displayed an indifferent attitude and completely ignored her. The fox demon and her companions felt the need to defend Ling Bao, saying, "If you don't speak, I would have thought you were this girl's servant. You, an ordinary mortal. Don't deceive this girl." The old bull's momentum kept rising. It seemed he wanted to get rid of me to make Ling Bao see the reality. To this, I was even more disdainful. "Come on, let me see what the so-called demon king is." The old bull couldn't tolerate this provocation and charged at me directly, but in the next moment, something shocking happened. I stood there calmly without dodging or evading, and I blocked the old bull's full-force attack. "Mr. Bull, put in a little more effort. Did you forget to graze before leaving? If you continue like this, I won't give you a tip, and you'll end up eating dirt." Other 2 bull technicians, come at me together. Let me have a good experience. In an instant, these 3 individuals collapsed on the ground, crying and begging, saying, "Senior, please don't kill me." They didn't resemble 3 nascent soul realm level demon beasts at all. Seeing this, I knew it was time to implement my plan A. "Is that so? Then I'll give you a chance. Submit to me or die. Think it over. You only have one opportunity. Only the old bull took the lead and prostrated himself on the ground, saying, I, old bull, am willing to submit to you, senior, and serve you faithfully. Following suit, the fox demon and the snake brother also imitated, not daring to have the slightest rebellious thoughts. Seeing the performance of the three demons, I was very satisfied and immediately said, from now on, you shall address me as your master. Rest assured, following me will bring you many benefits. Then I used a little trick. I infused 3 streams of spiritual energy into their bodies, and they immersed themselves in the transformation. At that moment, the heavenly thunder appeared once again, exclaiming, it's you again. One person defying fate was not enough. Now there are 3. Today, I will smite you and show you the invincibility of destiny. The 3 demons, seeing the heavenly tribulation descending, couldn't help but feel afraid. They had just escaped the clutches of danger, and now it was happening again. This time, they were truly doomed. Seeing the 3 demons lying flat, I stood in front of them and said, don't panic. Take cover behind me. With me here, the heavenly tribulation poses no threat. As the thunderous roar of the heavenly tribulation sounded, the result became evident. It couldn't break through my defense. Then, with a wave of my finger, I divided the power of the heavenly tribulation into 3 parts and infused them into the bodies of the 3 demons to temper their bodies. In the sky above, the heavenly tribulation, seeing its thunder tribulation transformed into nourishment for the 3 demons, couldn't help but be furious. It cursed, damn it. Wait for me. Next time I will definitely smite you. After the heavenly doubt dissipated, the 3 demons began to practice diligently. Then, sincerely, they said to me, thank you, Master, for enhancing our aptitude. I had a mischievous smile on my face and replied, oh, by how many grades did it improve? The snake brother calmly said, Master, please wait a moment. Let me test my aptitude using the aptitude stone, corresponding to the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple, black, and gold, which correspond to the 9 grades. As he held the aptitude stone in his hand, it instantly turned black, leaving the snake brother dumbfounded, saying, damn it, it turned black. The fox demon and the old bull also tested their aptitude and obtained the same result, an 8th grade black aptitude. They were excited, twisting, and turning around. In response to this, I made an effort to control my expression and calmly said, it's just an 8th grade aptitude, nothing significant, it's a small matter. Even a 9th grade aptitude is easy for me. Stay calm. Then, the 3 demon kings once again prostrated themselves, devoutly kneeling and bowing. Ling Bao, curious, said, I also want to test my aptitude. What grade am I now? The fox demon, with sharp eyes, handed the aptitude stone to Ling Bao, saying, Miss, you should also give it a try. I was also very curious. I had only casually enhanced their aptitude, resulting in 8th grade aptitudes. I wondered how high Ling Bao's aptitude would reach when fully enhanced. Ling Bao's stone began to shine brightly in her hand. The colors of the stone appeared one after another until it reached gold. However, the moment it turned gold, it instantly extinguished. The fox demon and the snake brother, seeing this, couldn't help but be puzzled. They wondered what was happening. Even if it wasn't a 9th grade aptitude, it shouldn't have turned transparent. Ling Bao looked at me with a grievance, and I was also somewhat at a loss. Then, Ling Bao burst into tears and cried out loudly, I have no aptitude anymore, it's gone. I couldn't help but think that something was wrong with the plot. Where is the golden color? The snake brother couldn't help but speculate. Could it be that Miss Ling Bao has already transcended into an immortal? When Ling Bao heard the snake brother's words, she radiated with energy and enthusiasm. She exclaimed, Master, I must be an immortal now. I didn't feel much about this situation. After all, it fit the storyline. I then proceeded to act convincingly. In the mortal realm, the highest aptitude is 9th grade. But there are qualities higher than the 9th grade. Ling Bao's aptitude now surpasses the 9th grade, so it can't be measured. Then, I told the 3 silly demon kings, as long as you follow me and perform well, not only will you have the qualifications of immortals, but even ascending to the heavens would be insignificant in my eyes. Feeling the overwhelming confidence emanating from me, the hearts of the 3 demons couldn't help but secretly say, our master must be someone from a higher realm. If we can ascend to the heavens by staying by the master's side, it would be a dream come true. We have firmly grasped onto this thigh. I couldn't help but curl up the corners of my mouth. I'm getting better and better at this act. Suddenly, the snake brother said, Master, since Miss Ling Bao already has the aptitude of an immortal, we should celebrate. Take me to catch a dragon turkey king and offer it to you and Miss Ling Bao. Hearing the 3 words Dragon Turkey King, I felt that it must be extraordinary. It must be delicious. The fox demon explained, the Dragon Turkey King contains a trace of divine beast bloodline and has delicious meat. It can be considered a delicacy in the mortal realm. Eating it is good for Ling Bao and the master's health. As the fox demon continued with her mysterious explanation, Ling Bao's mouth watered uncontrollably. Master, let me go. I want to taste it. Oh no, I want to test my current strength, Ling Bao said, accidentally revealing her true intentions. I wouldn't stop Ling Bao since she had inadvertently revealed her true feelings. And finally, the shriveled old man who had disappeared for a long time appeared online, lurking around and monitoring Ling Bao's movements. However, Ling Bao remained oblivious. Riding on her small flying sword and happily carrying her captured chicken feast, Ling Bao returned home. In her heart, she kept thinking about my hunger, afraid that I would go hungry if she returned home late. After a brief observation, the old man noticed that Ling Bao was alone at the moment. He brought his henchmen and charged towards Ling Bao. Seeing several figures rushing towards her, Ling Bao couldn't help but be startled, almost falling down. After calming down, she realized that the people in front of her were from the skeleton sect, especially when she felt the aura emanating from the Black Rogue Elders. Her heart sank. They were probably all nascent soul realm cultivators. However, Ling Bao didn't flinch. Instead, she said, "Old man, have you forgotten how my master beat you to a pulp before? Are you now incontinent from fear?" She also planned her escape, but how could the old man in front of her be scared? He raised the soul-summoning disc in his hand and smirked sinisterly, saying, "Once I kill you and obtain the sacred immortal sword, your master will be next." But the sacred immortal sword couldn't stand the suffering of its owner turning from a beautiful girl into a shriveled old man. It instantly emitted a brilliant golden light, blocking all of the old man's attacks. The old man was stunned, seemingly unable to believe that his attack had been blocked. He exclaimed in surprise, "You've already reached the Golden Core realm? Just a few days ago, you were still in the Foundation realm." The black-robed elder on the side also spoke, "This girl's talent is terrifying. She has already become our enemy. We cannot let her escape today." After receiving the order, the old man, along with the numerous resentful spirits under the control of the soul-summoning disc, directly attacked Ling Bao. But Ling Bao was not an easy opponent. With the buffs I had provided and the empowerment of the sacred immortal sword, she was invincible at this moment. The two forces collided instantly, and Ling Bao, with her triple Golden Core realm strength, forcefully withstood the full-powered strike of the peak Golden Core realm. However, this attack almost exhausted all of Ling Bao's mana. Without hesitation, Ling Bao directly fled towards the immortal temple. Seeing that his proud strike was easily blocked by Ling Bao, the old man couldn't help but feel a bit frustrated. There was a difference of 6 entire realms between them. Without hesitation, he chased after Ling Bao. Meanwhile, the fox demon sister was playing mahjong in the courtyard, urging the old bull, "Are you going to play or not?" And the snake brother on the side was also anxious, saying, "Come on, we've been waiting for so long that the flowers are wilting." As for me, the creator of the game, I kept urging them, "Hurry up." The old bull seemed a bit flustered by our urging and shouted, "Even the neighboring old hen doesn't lay eggs as fast as you guys can rush me." After contemplating for a while, the old bull finally played the card Seductress. As the old bull played the card, I couldn't help but smile embarrassedly. All one suit, I win. The style of the gambling god is undoubtedly revealed, and in my heart, I couldn't help but feel secretly delighted. It's really satisfying to crush the weak. Seeing his successful attack, the old bull couldn't help but act shamelessly, throwing away his mahjong tiles and saying, "What urging? It's all your fault. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have played the Seductress. Now you lose." The fox demon sister was even more indignant, blaming others for your own stupidity. "Let's play another round." Seeing the lively scene of the three demons, I couldn't help but worry. Ling Bao should be back soon, right? The fox demon sister noticed my concern and reassured, she should be coming soon. With Ling Bao's strength, catching a few dragon fire turkeys is more than enough. Before she finished speaking, the fox demon sensed that something seemed wrong. Ling Bao's aura was getting weaker. Could she be injured? But how would I know what the fox demon sister was thinking? I replied, "Why would I worry? With Ling Bao's current strength at the Golden Core realm, as long as she doesn't encounter nascent soul realm cultivators, she will come back safely." Seeing my confident appearance, the old bull communicated telepathically with the snake brother, asking if we should tell Ling Bao about her weakening aura. The snake demon mistakenly thought that I had already taken control of the situation, reassuring the old bull not to worry. Meanwhile, the fox demon sister was restless and could only attribute it to my desire to train Ling Bao, choosing to observe quietly. On the other hand, Ling Bao was running for her life, holding on to the precious meal in her hands without letting it go, even amidst the life-or-death escape. Suddenly, Ling Bao caught sight of the familiar immortal temple through the gaps in the trees, filling her heart with joy. "Master!" Just as Ling Bao let her guard down, a purple giant palm descended from the sky towards her. Due to Ling Bao's carelessness, she couldn't evade in time and took all the damage from the giant palm. A mouthful of bright red blood sprayed from her mouth. The one who launched the attack was a woman dressed in black, smugly declaring, "This brat, with just one of my strikes, even if she doesn't die, she won't live much longer. I'll take her back and refine her into a ghost slave." At this moment, Ling Bao fainted, barely clinging to life. The immortal sword by her side flashed with golden light and flew away. Seeing the sword escaping, the group of people immediately turned around and chose to chase after the sword. The woman in black also swiftly pursued and grabbed the fleeing immortal sword in her hand. She couldn't help but exclaim, "No wonder it's an immortal sword. Its power is so immense. It's no wonder that nascent soul realm brat could hold on for so long." Looking at the barely breathing Ling Bao, the old man sneered, his face darkening. "Die!" In the next moment, a bloodlight shot up into the sky. When the smoke dissipated, the old man stared ahead with a terrified expression, his mouth trembling uncontrollably. "A monster! It's a monster!" The veins on Sister Fox Demon's forehead bulged out, her fingertips stained with blood. Fiercely, she said to the old man, "Who gave you the courage to dare lay a hand on Miss Ling Bao? You've had enough of living." Our brother Bull also emitted a powerful aura, daring to lay a hand on Ling Bao, the disciple of our master. "Watch me, I'll kill you." Snake Demon appeared behind the old man at some point and softly advised, "Please, friend, don't struggle. It will be over soon. My 3 strongest henchmen are here." Under the watchful eye of the Fox Demon sister, Ling Bao also regained consciousness. Looking at the Fox Demon sister in front of her, Ling Bao asked, "Did Master send you here?" The Fox Demon sister then narrated softly. At this point, the 3 demons couldn't bear it any longer and anxiously spoke to me. "Master, Miss Ling Bao's aura is becoming weaker and weaker." The Fox Demon sister even straightforwardly mentioned that it was a test for Ling Bao, but it didn't have to be so severe. Regarding the words of the Fox Demon sister, I was also puzzled. Test? What test? But I quickly realized, could it be that something happened to Ling Bao? Seeing my indifferent reaction, the Fox Demon sister couldn't help but speak with a tearful voice. "As long as Ling Bao develops steadily, she can become a legendary figure. Master doesn't have to be impatient. Ling Bao is in critical condition." After all these conversations, even a fool like me knows that Ling Bao is in grave danger. I said in a deep voice, I was too anxious. "Ling Bao is the person I am closest to, and I don't want anything to happen to her. Go and bring her back safely. Those who harm her shall be mercilessly killed." After receiving the order, the 3 demon kings promptly obeyed. Thus, the scene we just witnessed unfolded. Upon hearing the Fox Demon sister's explanation, Ling Bao understood the process and directly said, "The people from the skeleton sect want to kill me. They have 3 nascent soul realm experts. Be careful." Before Ling Bao could finish speaking, a wave of intense pain surged, causing her to faint. Seeing Ling Bao in this state, the Fox Demon sister hurriedly gave instructions. "Ling Bao's soul is unstable. We need to quickly take her back for treatment by the master." However, the 3 elders from the skeleton sect also arrived, and the old man even laughed triumphantly, saying, "It's useless to take her back. I've already placed a soul-devouring curse on her. Without me lifting the curse, she is doomed to die." Upon hearing this, the snake demon brother couldn't help but chuckle and said, "Friend, you seem to lack intelligence. I know about the soul-devouring curse, but I heard that once the caster dies, the curse will naturally be broken." Bull clenched his fists and exclaimed, "Daring to use such vicious means to harm Ling Bao, I will butcher you and make a stew out of your mixed remains." Seeing this, the old man became frightened but still said, "The 3 elders of my sect are here. How can you kill me?" The black-clad woman stepped forward and declared, "I am the Grand Elder of the Skeleton Sect. Are you trying to oppose our sect?" However, this couldn't intimidate Snake Demon as he confidently stated, "I have my support behind me." As the people outside continued to argue, I grew anxious and jumped up, saying, "Why waste time talking? Those who dare to harm my people, I'll kill them." Bull, hearing my angry tone, stopped complaining and immediately transformed into original form. Charging forward, he shouted loudly, cursing the enemy. Our snake demon brother followed suit and transformed into a giant python several meters long, sweeping through the area. Seeing this, the 3 skeleton elders didn't dare to be negligent. They cooperated and formed a triangular skeleton shield to defend themselves. However, such defense was merely futile against the bravery of Bull. With a brute force collision, he shattered their defense effortlessly. The leader of the skeleton trio felt despair, realizing that this foolish Bull possessed such immense power that their defense couldn't withstand. In the next moment, the triangular formation of the skeleton trio exploded, creating billowing smoke. Seizing the opportunity, our snake demon brother struck back as soon as the defense was broken. With a powerful tail swipe, he immediately pushed the 3 opponents back with a loud crack. The clothes of the leader were torn apart, while the old man was thrown away by the powerful shockwave. Observing the old man being knocked away, our snake demon brother recognized this as a golden opportunity. After all, as long as he killed the old man, Ling Bao would no longer be in danger of losing her life. Speaking these thoughts, he transformed once again and charged towards the direction where the old man was thrown. However, at that moment, a woman in a black robe appeared, blocking his path. She pulled out a large sword from behind and said, "If you want to kill our sect leader, you'll have to ask me if I agree or not." Looking at the woman in front of him who dared to hinder him from eliminating the mastermind, our snake demon brother grew increasingly irritable. Bull, on the other hand, began to charge around recklessly. With his brute strength alone, he managed to hold off the other 2 formidable opponents. On top of the house, I was sitting there, gazing into the distance, unable to contribute in any way. After all, even in the invincible domain, I couldn't sense even a trace of aura. If I hadn't sent Ling Bao to capture the Dragon Fire Turkey King, he wouldn't have suffered such an unwarranted disaster. It was the same when facing the immortal sect in the past. I couldn't protect anything. And now, I can't even protect Ling Bao. If only the skills of the domain were useful to me, then I could cultivate and become stronger. I could rebuild the immortal sect, protect the old man, protect Ling Bao, and not be confined to this shell like a useless person, unable to do anything. But now is not the time to think about such matters. Then, my gaze became firm. I will definitely expand my invincible domain to encompass the 9 immoral realms. By then, will there be anyone I cannot protect? Just then, a blaze rose up from the distant forest, and the old man hid behind a rock, watching the battle between the nascent soul realm powerhouses. He felt grateful that the 3 elders were protecting him. Meanwhile, our fox demon sister had engaged in a fierce battle with one of them. During the fight, the silver-haired woman accidentally lost the immortal sword she had just obtained, and the sword was tossed around by various powerful beings, causing dizziness. It fell straight down in front of the old man. Seeing the immortal sword before him, the old man couldn't help but rejoice. It's truly a stroke of luck, as long as I take this immortal sword back and hand it to the patriarch. But then he had second thoughts. If I run away with the sword now, and these 3 elders die here, how can I gain the trust of others in the future? And at that moment, the old man seemed to have made a decision. The fate of our sect is now in my hands. I must not disappoint the sect. I also noticed the sneaky figure of the old man. What is he up to? I saw the old man hiding behind the rocks, suddenly darting out. And I also noticed his target. It was Ling Bao standing nearby. The old man swiftly approached Ling Bao with a purpose. These 3 demon kings value Ling Bao so much. I'll kidnap her and use her to blackmail them. At the same time, I rushed towards Ling Bao as well. "You old fool, today I'll make you suffer." The old man, seeing the sudden figure rushing towards him, couldn't help but be stunned but quickly recognized me. In that instant when our eyes met, I couldn't contain myself. "You old fool, how dare you?" Looking at me in this state, the old man couldn't help but recall the fear from that day, trembling uncontrollably. And at that moment, the immortal sword, as if finding its mother's embrace, broke free from the old man's hand and flew towards me. I didn't know what was happening, but then I immediately thought, after all, I am the chosen one, selected by the heavens. Such a thing is normal. But what surprised me even more was when the immortal sword transformed into a complete set of gauntlets, binding itself to my arms. Could this thing read minds as well? It seems I underestimated it before. Seeing the smoothness with which the immortal sword fit into my hands, the old man was completely stunned. Now I'm in big trouble. Gotta run. Although I no longer have the invincible domain's blessing at this moment, gaining a new divine artifact fills me with confidence. "You old fool, you still want to run?" The old man looked at me as if I were a god of death and charged towards him. He became completely flustered. Just as he was stunned, I had already pounced on him. "You bastard, taste my iron fist." In an instant, golden light shone, displaying great power. And at this moment, I had already lost my sanity, with my mind filled with thoughts of killing this bastard. No matter how he begged for mercy, I couldn't listen. After a cool and explosive special effect, the old man vanished. Not even a trace remained. But the old man didn't die. His primordial spirit managed to escape. The old man, who survived the ordeal, couldn't help but feel perplexed. How did he let me go like that? Could it be that he didn't notice my primordial spirit? However, with my physical body destroyed and centuries of cultivation gone, even if I were to return, I would likely be turned into a resentful spirit. The old man had a clear understanding of his own predicament. Just as he despaired, he sensed a peculiar aura. It was the aura of the eternal life body, and he began searching in all directions. Soon, he realized that this aura was emanating from me. Seeing this, the old man couldn't help but become attentive. After all, whether human or demon, no one could resist this enchanting aura, and I had already brought Ling Bao into the invincible domain. Seeing Ling Bao still unconscious with terrifying wounds all over his body, these damn bastards who dared to harm him, these old bastards and the skeletons, I will one day annihilate them all. As for Ling Bao's injuries, once inside the invincible domain, life or death is within my control. It doesn't matter who comes, what I say goes. Take a pill, and Ling Bao's injuries also begin to rapidly heal. Seeing this, I finally feel relieved. It's a good thing I arrived in time, otherwise, who knows what would have happened. After displaying my might, Ling Bao finally regains consciousness, and the first words she speaks are a fervent apology to me. Ling Bao fool, I lost the Dragon Fire Turkey King. Seeing Ling Bao in such an adorable state, I am deeply moved. What a silly girl.